Access provided by PlayStation. So you just picked up Horizon Forbidden West, and maybe you don't want to play just like everyone else. You want more. I'm Alex, and I've been experimenting with some of the hidden combat mechanics in there that you might not see mentioned very often. And lucky for everyone, these can be implemented towards the very start of the game, so you can start doing the fun stuff, well, right after this video's over. Let's go! First, this is a useful aerial combo I've been playing around with, which really improves your melee game. The fundamentals: you can jump and perform this spinning light attack, or you can do this plummeting aerial heavy attack. Now, what if there was no or? You can actually jump, light attack, and then cancel the animation into that heavy attack all in the same string. Just jump, hit R1 quickly followed by R2. This combo lets you hit 2 mid-air strikes in a fraction of a second before you even hit the ground. For the shorter enemies, you can stall this out to perform it really close to the ground as well. Now to further expand on that, when you attack normally, there's a decent amount of ending lag after the attack animation, even with a light attack. However, you can press jump to cancel out of the second half of most attack animations. The smart kids in the front know what's coming next. Yup, you can string that into the aerial combo I just mentioned. By doing this sequence, light attack, mash, jump to get the earliest frame, then light attack, heavy attack in the air, you can do one of the fastest 3 melee shots of damage you will find out there. If you plan on rocking more of a melee focused build, this sequence will not disappoint. If you unlock the early bow skill Triple Notch, it allows you to prime up multiple arrows to then fire all at once. The downside of this skill is that your movement speed is slowed while you're in aiming mode, which must be done to load up the extra arrows. This can be pretty detrimental to your Aloy. However, to make this less of a pre-battle skill and more of a mid-battle skill, you can very quickly press L2 followed by R1 to prime the arrows while still moving around freely. Press the inputs L2, R1 in a rhythm like this. Bop up, bop up. Now to get even more out of this trick, go into the options and turn on auto sprint on foot. Now when you do that quick arrow loading, you'll have an easier time maintaining your fastest speed in between each arrow knock. The gameplay will also feel much snappier during combat with that setting on. I like. The very first melee skill you'll unlock is the Resonator Blast. Your spear will build up energy and then let you do a heavy attack on an enemy to mark them with a big glowy blue spot. Shoot that spot with an arrow for a big hit of damage. Traditionally, your spear charges from performing melee strikes on enemies, turning from purple to blue when it's fully charged, lasting for 90 seconds or until you consume the charge. However, you can charge your spear yourself before you even initiate combat by just holding down the heavy attack button until you see the end of the spear gain a charge. The heavy attack animation out of that is pretty slow and you have to do it over and over, so this isn't really the best method for charging up your spear. I do have 2 better options for you though, of course. The first one, to charge while maintaining forward movement, simply dodge out of the attack right after you hear the weapon charge noise. Just do that a few times and then your spear is ready to do another Resonator Blast. The other option requires you to head into the settings and turn on Weapon Quick Swap, which lets you tap L1 to toggle to your last weapon used. Now when you're doing that heavy attack, just tap L1 in between charges, which cancels the animation, letting you quickly power up the spear without having to dodge cancel out or attack in between each one. And now that your spear will be powered up much more frequently since you're obviously going to put this to use, I also recommend unlocking the Jump Off skill. With that, you can do a light attack followed by holding down heavy attack to jump off of enemies, dealing extra damage if you then shoot them while in midair. With Resonator Blast active, this attack will also attach the blue mark on the enemy from your charged up spear as well, giving you the bonus damage effects from both in just one shot. Another benefit of turning on Weapon Quick Swap is that it also works for switching out ammo types for just one weapon. With just a tap of L1, you can easily toggle between two different arrow types, for example. Normally, there will be this slight delay Aloy will do in between swapping shots. There is a tight input window though to have her instantly load up the alternate ammo if you tap L1 milliseconds after releasing R2. You can use this to quickly pelt a back and forth barrage of different status effects, and it's also just kind of fun to do. Anytime you see the little circle symbol on something you can grapple to by pressing X in the air, you can press circle on the way up to launch yourself into the air then after. You can use that moment in the air to get in some nice slow-mo shots, and as long as you don't land directly back on the platform, you can continuously pogo into the air and rain death from above. You might look like a fool just jumping over and over in the air, but it's hard to argue with the aerial advantage. And with that, those were just some of the early game advanced combat mechanics that I've found so far, but make sure to let me know what unorthodox stuff maybe you have figured out. Thanks to PlayStation for sending this my way. That was Horizon Forbidden West, and also a big thanks to you for watching Boomstick Gaming today. I'll see ya.
Here we go. With the boomsticks? Oh, you betcha.